It's time for story time, and this one is called Fast Asleep in a Little Village in Israel, and it's written by Jennifer Svia McLeod and illustrated by Tiffany Beek. Coo-coo-coo! It was the rooster that first woke Mrs. Strauss, fast asleep in her little village in Israel. Who keeps a rooster nowadays? She wondered. After all, these are modern times. Coo-coo-coo, went the rooster, probably looking for water in the dusty grass or bugs. If you listen closely, you'll hear a rooster here too. She really didn't know anything about animals. She just wanted to sleep. Coo-coo-coo, called the thirsty rooster. Meow, yowled the cat in the yard of Mrs. Strauss's building. Mrs. Strauss rolled over and tried to go back to sleep. Zzz, buzzed a mosquito. Where's that mosquito? There he is. In Mrs. Strauss's bedroom in her apartment in the little village in Israel. She waved her hand, and the mosquito was silent. Mrs. Strauss shut her eyes again, but, Coo-coo-coo, called the rooster. Meow, meow, yowled the cat in the dry hot yard. Buzz, buzzed the mosquito. Mrs. Strauss opened the window. The mosquito flew into a corner. Shacket! She called to the cat in the yard. Quiet! Back in bed, Mrs. Strauss rolled over and tried to go back to sleep. La 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 la, wailed the radio of the Macolet man downstairs, announcing that his grocery store was open for business. Cool drinks, hot coffee, fresh soft pita. There was no silence there. Mrs. Strauss pulled the pillow over her head. Coo-coo-coo, crowed the rooster, who sounded thirstier than ever. Zzz, buzzed the mosquito. Meow, meow, yowled the cat, daring the radio to drown her out. La 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 la, wailed the radio. And there she is, putting her pillow over her head. Toot, toot, cried the train, swishing past on its way down the coast to Tel Aviv. The early sun washed through Mrs. Strauss's window, filling her room with light. Soon it would be time to walk to school, where she taught the children. But not just yet. Swish, 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 whisked the street sweeper, brushing fallen dates, palm branches, and bamba wrappers off the street in front of Mrs. Strauss's building in the little village in Israel. And Mrs. Strauss squeezed the pillow over her ears, covering her eyes to block out the bright sunshine. Shacket, she whispered. Silence. A cloud covered the sun. It was cool under her pillow, like the shade of a tree. Hummed the washing machine in the apartment upstairs from Mrs. Strauss's bed in the little village in Israel. But Mrs. Strauss didn't hear it. Fast asleep at last, Mrs. Strauss dreamed of cool shade of pomegranates, of the sun on the Kinneret Sea, of the olives that she would soon help to harvest in her little village in Israel, of the dry, dry land that needed a drink. Shh, said the young mother, holding her baby close as she tiptoed past Mrs. Strauss's door down the stairs. Shacket. So that was not what woke Mrs. Strauss fast asleep in her bed. Mrs. Strauss sat up. No rooster, no cat, no mosquito, no train, no street sweeper, not even the radio. Mrs. Strauss opened the window to let in the very biggest noise. Geshem! Rain. It was raining. Teef, taff, teef, taff, went the raindrops on the dry, thirsty earth. Teef, teef, taff. The rain fell faster and faster, soaking the earth. Dignified, the rooster bobbled home with one last faint coo-coo-coo. The cat dodged the drops, slinking for cover, licking water from its fur. Mrs. Strauss could hear only the rain, which was splashing all around now. She yawned and stretched as water poured past her window. Boker Tov, she said, reaching out to touch the drops. The dry, thirsty world was waking up. She blew the rain a kiss. Good morning, Geshem. In the closet hung her umbrella. In the hallway waited her boots. And outside, a wonderful wet new day was beginning in her little village in Israel. In Israel, my friends, it rains from after Rosh Hashanah, after Sukkot, until around Pesach or Shavuot, which is around now. And this past year, Israel got lots and lots of rain that really helped it out a lot, that helped to fill up the Kinneret, which is one of the main sources of water that Israel gets their water from. So it was very exciting. In Israel, everybody loves when it rains. All right, so that's the end of our story time for now. See you soon.